Morning. I am Dr. Dhanasri, working in St. Peter's Engineering College, taking classes for first year students on environmental science. Last video, we have discussed about EIA and EMP, Environment Impact Assessment and Environment Management Plan. Today, in this class, we will be discussing about green building concept of fifth unit. Green building is also called as sustainable building, is broadly defined as the building which is sited, designed and operated to reduce negative environmental impacts and has a profound positive impact on natural environment, economy, health, productivity and society over its lifetime. This picture will show you green building. Green architecture is a sustainable method of green building design. It is construction with the environment in mind. Here we can see very beautiful green buildings which are eco-friendly. Green building is a way of looking at buildings in terms of reducing energy use, conserving water, improving indoor air quality, reducing dependence on our natural resources. Green buildings preserve precious natural resources and improve our quality of life. That means consumption of energy will be very less in the green buildings because cross ventilation will be more. Daytime we need not on our lights, not necessary of having fans because uh, surroundings greenery will be there. We will have a green roof also and cross ventilation and indoor air quality also will be good. It increases the efficiency of the persons who are working or who are studying in that rooms, who are living in that area. Features of green building: efficient use of energy, water and other resources. Energy consumption will be very less, and also we follow rainwater harvesting system and reusing the water, all these things. So efficient use of energy, water and other resources. Use of renewable energy such as solar energy. Mostly green buildings will have solar panels and they harvest the solar energy. Pollution and waste reduction measures and the enabling of reuse and recycling. Whatever is possible will be using reusing again, and some possible paper and other things they will recycle. Good indoor environmental air quality. Use of materials that are non-toxic. Example, paints. Instead of chemical volatile paints, organic, they go for eco-friendly paints. Non-toxic, ethical and sustainable. Use of materials that are non-toxic, ethical and sustainable, long-lasting. Consideration of the environment in design, construction and operation. A design that enables adaptation to a changing environment. Consideration of the quality of life of occupants in design, construction and operation. Here in green building, they will look after the human health aspects also. What are the components? Materials, energy, water, human health and green roof. First we will look after what is material. Building materials typically considered to be green includes lumber from forest. This is timber which is present in the forest. Rapidly renewable plant materials like bamboo and straw. In place of iron rods, they can be replaced with bamboo if possible. Dimension stone, recyclable stone, solar tiles. Recycled metal and other products that are non-toxic, reusable, renewable or recyclable. Here we can see the picture of a green building. It's a diagram. Renewable energy resources, cross ventilation, solar panels, ample light during daytime, and CF bulbs. All these things will show how we are reducing the energy consumption, water consumption, and eco-friendly the buildings are. Coming to energy, green buildings often include measures to reduce energy consumption, both the embodied energy required to extract, process, transport, and install building materials. Energy Conservation Building ECBC code norms launched on 28 June 2007. Energy Conservation Building Code provides design for natural and electrical systems for reduction in energy use. High performance windows and extra insulation in walls, ceilings, and floors. Heating and cooling costs of such buildings can be reduced by passive solar designs. What measures they are following to reduce the energy are given here. On-site generation of renewable energy through solar power, wind power, hydropower or biomass can significantly reduce the environmental impact of the buildings. Compact fluorescent lamps can reduce the electricity requirements. Coming to water resources. Conservation of water is the basic principle of green buildings. The green building water management component focuses on water efficiency and conservation in buildings at the city level. Wastewater may be minimized by utilizing the water conserving fixtures such as ultra low flush toilets and low flow shower heads. Permeable pavements. That means when the water is falling either by rain or something, the water percolates into the soil by having these permeable pavements and recharges the groundwater aquifers. Rainwater harvesting technology. These two helps in conserving the groundwater resources, helps in recharging the groundwater. We can see a diagram where the rainwater harvesting system is given and it is entering into the underground tank. Health and efficiency. Indoor air quality seeks to reduce volatile organic compounds and other air impurities such as microbial contaminants. So to improve the air quality, volatile organic compounds has to be reduced. Buildings rely on a properly designed ventilation. During the design and construction process of these green buildings, choosing the construction materials and indoor interiors, finished products with zero or low volatile organic compound emissions, and they will improve indoor air quality. Use of non-toxic materials like lead-free paints, organic paints are risk-free. Green buildings with proper ventilation for air circulation are good for health and well-being. Green roofs. Here we can see in this picture green roof on the building. On the first floor we can see, on the second floor also we can see, on the third floor we can see the green roofs. Green roofs are new technology of green building represented by the vegetative layer of the roof. Green roofs advantages are absorbs atmospheric carbon dioxide as the plants take carbon dioxide during their photosynthesis and they releases oxygen which is required for the living organisms like animals and humans. Preserves biodiversity, attracts many birds, butterflies, as we can see here some flowers which attracts butterflies or birds for their pollen or nectar, such things. Improves aesthetics of the buildings. By this we can see the aesthetic value of the building is improved compared to other conventional buildings. Absorbs rainwater, absorbs toxic pollutants. And to have this type of green roof, what layers they require? Here we can see in this picture the various layers. Below this vegetation cover, we are having various layers of the green roof to increase the strength for the roof. The protective felt layer, a drainage storage foil, filtration felt layer, substrate for green roof, and a final layer will be the vegetation. Here we can see the protective felt layer, then the drainage storage layer, filter felt layers, then substrate layers, above this vegetative layer. These pictures will show us green roofs. A beautiful building, green building with green roof. Efficiency of green building. Low life cycle cost for having this building. Reduced reliability, better environment, enhanced building marketability, cost effective design, better health and productivity. All these are benefits of green building. Green building in Hyderabad, we can see here CII Hyderabad. This is also a green building. Next, coming to the rating system of this green building. Leadership in Energy and Environment Design LEED is a set of rating systems for the design, construction, operation and maintenance of green buildings, which was developed by the US Green Building Council. Buildings are evaluated on the basis of a number of parameters of environmental importance. Indian Green Building Council and TERI, the Energy and Resource Institute, have developed rating system for Indian green buildings also. That system is called LEED India NC. Indian Green Building Council. It was formed in the year 2001 by Confederation of Indian Industry, CII. The aim of the council is to bring green building movement in India and facilitate India to become one of the global leaders in green buildings by 2015. Indian Green Building Council has developed green building rating programs to cover commercial, residential, factory buildings, etc. Each rating system divided into different levels of certification, and they are as follows. If the building got only least points, that is 26 to 32, then it is called certified. To recognize best practice, okay, it is practicing. Next one, if they got some more higher points, 33 to 38, it is called silver. Rating is silver, outstanding performance. Then points 39 to 51, if that building got, is called gold rating system and recognizes national excellence. Then comes the platinum to recognize global leadership with maximum point 52 and above. Green building in Hyderabad, Shorabji Godrej Green Business Center. This also is a green building near to Hightex. Here you can see in the picture. Tallest green building is found in Taipei, Taiwan, of 101 floors. This is the overall picture of 101 floors, tallest green building, Taiwan. It is in Taiwan. Close-up picture of the same building. In Vietnam, the architectural design of residential buildings, which are of green residential buildings, this is design of Vietnam. How beautifully they are. Coming to the next topic of the same fifth unit, urban sprawl. Urban sprawl mainly refers to the unrestricted growth in many urban areas of housing, commercial development, and roads over large expanses of land with little concern for urban planning. Urban sprawl you can see in all cities, extended cities. Areas are called urban sprawl, encroached or extended. It is characterized by increased prosperity and economic growth. This is coming to positive. Then adequate affordable land. The outskirts of the city, so adequate affordable land only. These two are positive towards urban sprawl. Then comes the negative things. poor urban planning in that area as it is newly formed. Poor urban planning, more dependence on automobiles as it is very far from the colleges or offices, destruction of prime croplands, forest land, etc. As we are increasing the construction area, either we have to destruct cropland or forest land, increased problem of urban flooding, increased air and water pollution. These comes the negative things related to effects of urban sprawl. For this today we have learned green building concept and urban sprawl. In the next class we will discuss about some more topic in 5th unit. Thank you.